1981, I think I started my practice. Once we toil throughout our lives to build up our practices, you want it to be running even after you are slowly weaning away from practice. We think, okay, who is going to take over from me? There are cases where probably your children may not be in your own specialty or in a position to run your practices, but you may look at a very worthy successor. The challenge remains, whether it's your own flesh and blood or an outsider, how do we seamlessly hand over your baby to someone who will take care of the same thing with the same love and hold the image in the eyes of the patients to the same level that you have succeeded in? And I was wondering that what do I do? This is where I found Chanda from MFA very helpful, because she said that, at MFA we can facilitate this succession plan. When we talk about a succession plan, what goes into it? I never realized that there's so much into it. We understood that long-term perspective is important. There has to be an evaluation done of the property, which we did. And after that, we looked into our collections, our overheads, our profits over the past 6 or 7 years. They adopted about 7 different formulae and averaged it out to say that this practice as of today is worth this amount. This was all calculated and an amount was arrived at, which of course the younger generation will look at it, how easy or difficult is it to match those figures. And then we said, is there a time period over which this amount can be accrued to me? That was worked out. And also the existing staff, how will they be positioned? All these aspects involved in taking over. It's not as easy as to just handing over the baton and saying that please step in and take over the practice. This is where I thought an educated advisor, an informed advisor like MFA, who facilitated this through their partners. In this case it was Jayesh Parmar and Aarti Parmar, and I must say that I was very fortunate that here was somebody who understood what I wanted. I was fortunate and blessed to have my son specialize in USA, and he called up one morning and said that I think, Appa, we need to move back. I said, come again? And he said that no, I think my wife Aparna and I have decided that we need to move back and be with you all.
So when I decided to come back, and of course when I told him that I would want to come back and join the practice and hopefully have a succession with you into the practice, he said fine, let's do that. And I had no idea about what all a succession would include. So when we went and met our chartered accountants and we met advisors, they gave us a nice plan about what all it involves, and I had no idea that there was so much that goes into it, starting from the valuation of the practice itself into how much I need to make every month to ensure that I can live a comfortable life. So it was not just about the practice but also having a family life along with it. So just a lot of things that were there which I didn't know about are now on paper, which I have a clear goal as to where to go forward from here on. So in a practice, one of the main essential aspects that we look at is the goodwill of the patients. These are patients who have come to him for a long time.
In fact, 3 generations actually. Right. I'm already treating the 3rd generation.
Right. So these are the patients whom I would want to come in and say, okay, I'm the next generation on this side, so I'll be taking care of you and your children and so on and so forth. Essentially, he is going to help me into transferring that goodwill onto the next generation.
And I must interject here. One of the chairside assistants that we have has been with me from day one. That means 1981, January 1st. And he has seen Akshay literally as a toddler. And today it's such a proud moment because he will now be assisting Akshay when he treats patients. And this to me is much more than succession, because he will be there taking care, ensuring that the auxiliary part of the dental treatment will be taken care by him and ensure that he has a smooth run.